Hello. Today I'm going to rank all the Friday the 13th movies from worst to first. And you may or may not agree with me on this, but we're going to do this. Okay. The worst of the series, the one that didn't fit in, part 5, was basically a copycat dressed as Jason killing people. It didn't fit the series at all. It kind of was a bit of a joke and parody of the rest of the series to me, to be honest. So it ranks last. Second to last would be Jason X. What can I say about that one? Super Jason. Ooh. I'm gonna say that. That was weird. I don't know where it fit the plot. It just didn't gel for me. The ninth one wasn't that great either. Yeah. The ninth, part 9 was kind of just, it seemed like it was just thrown together. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. Now we're going to talk about part 8. Yes, literally, it seems like the further back I go, the better they get. Part 8, it had an interesting premise. I do like it. It looked like that Jason's spirit had been set free, but I think she was having a hallucination at the end there. He had washed away and had gotten away. But what you saw at the end of the movie was a hallucination. And when I see it that way, it's like, was it thing she dreamt up, or is it real? Found out in the end that it was something her mind made up. So that's how that went. Then I'm going to go part 6. Even though it was a badass movie, it was only average in the whole scheme of things. And it turned him into an immortal zombie. Complete change of character, in my opinion. And that's where I think it lacked. Part 7 was a little bit better. It wasn't great by any means. It was just the same boring formula. Then I'm going to go part 3. Very inventive ways to kill by Jason. I loved it. It was very... It was cool. It was awesome. I love that film. The third best is part 2. It was the first Friday the 13th to feature Jason as the main character. And once again, the kills were inventive. It was what it was a good film, and the typical horror movie acting. But I considered that one of the better films. Next on the list is part 4. You finally think he's got Jason. He finally buried Jason. Finally got rid of him. That's how the movie ends. Usually you have the last girl. He was the last guy. Something very rare in horror movies. I liked that. And the best of all is part 1. And I'll tell you why. Because nobody knew who the killer was at the beginning of the movie. Everyone knew. By the middle of the movie, that Pamela Voorhees was the killer. And she seemed like a very gentle person. And then you found out that the death of her son made her completely cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And you can understand it. She was getting even for those that treated her son like crap, let him drown because they wanted to fornicate, and in the end, they try to reopen the camp, and she said, no. I will murder anybody who, in the memory of Jason, who opens this camp. I love that. It was wonderful. It really made the series work, because it had to start somewhere. And that was the best place to start. And that's all I'm going to say about that, and have a good night.